Gypsy Rose Blanchard's mother, Dee Dee, falsely claimed her daughter was suffering from different illnesses until Gypsy arranged for her boyfriend to kill her mother in 2015. This story interested you? Come with me. The story of Gypsy Rose Blanchard and her mother. Gypsy Rose Blanchard grew up with her mother, Dee Dee Blanchard, making claims about her health that resulted in a series of dire diagnoses and medical intervention. However, Gypsy wasn't actually unwell. Her mother had been lying about her symptoms. Experts believe Dee Dee's behavior stemmed from the mental disorder Munchausen syndrome by proxy. Because Dee Dee wanted to be a caretaker, she feigned and induced illness in her daughter. The truth about Gypsy and her mother only came out after Gypsy arranged for an online boyfriend to murder Dee Dee in 2015. Dee Dee began pretending that Gypsy had different illnesses when Gypsy was a baby. Gypsy Rose, who was born in 1991, was a baby when Dee Dee claimed her daughter had sleep apnea. When Gypsy was 8 years old, Dee Dee described her as suffering from leukemia and muscular dystrophy and said she required a wheelchair and feeding tube. The list of medical problems that Dee Dee related about her daughter would go on to include seizures, asthma and hearing and visual impairments. Due to Dee Dee's actions, Gypsy was prescribed a litany of medications and had to sleep using a breathing machine. She also went through multiple surgeries, including procedures on her eyes and removal of her salivary glands. When Gypsy's teeth rotted, perhaps due to her medications, missing salivary glands or neglect, they were pulled out. Yet the truth was that Gypsy could walk, didn't need a feeding tube and did not have cancer. Her head was bald only because her mother shaved off her hair. Experts believe Dee Dee had a mental illness known as Munchausen syndrome by proxy, also called factitious disorder imposed on another, which made her fabricate her daughter's ill health in order to receive attention and sympathy for taking care of a sick child. Dee Dee appeared to be a charming, devoted mother, so people believed her. Medical tests often showed inconclusive or contradictory results regarding Gypsy's diagnoses. But Dee Dee would stop seeing any doctors who questioned her daughter's ailments. And many caregivers went along with what Dee Dee wanted. She'd had some nurses' training, so she could accurately describe symptoms, and she sometimes gave Gypsy medication to mimic certain conditions. Dee Dee was also charming and seemed devoted to her daughter. When Gypsy was old enough to talk, Dee Dee instructed her not to volunteer information during their appointments. She was always the one relating Gypsy's fake medical history. Dee Dee told Gypsy's father, Rod Blanchard, that their daughter had a chromosomal disorder that had led to her many health issues. He complimented Dee Dee for her devoted care. When some of Dee Dee's family noticed that Gypsy didn't seem to need a wheelchair and asked questions, Dee Dee and Gypsy moved away. Dee Dee claimed to be a victim of Hurricane Katrina, so she and Gypsy received assistance to relocate from Louisiana to Missouri in 2005. There, Dee Dee continued to bring Gypsy to doctor's appointments. Hurricane Katrina also provided an excuse for missing medical files. Even when Gypsy was a teenager, Dee Dee still claimed she was sick and began to lie about Gypsy's age. In 2008, Gypsy and Dee Dee moved into a new home in Springfield, Missouri. Built by Habitat for Humanity, it was painted pink and had a wheelchair ramp. Gypsy and Dee Dee also received benefits that included charity-sponsored visits to concerts and Disney World. All along, Dee Dee continued to bask in the attention she received for being a devoted caretaker. When Gypsy was 14, she saw a neurologist in Missouri who came to believe she was a victim of Munchausen syndrome by proxy. However, this doctor never reported her case to authorities. In later interviews, he stated his belief that there wasn't enough evidence to act. In 2009, an anonymous report was made to authorities stating that Dee Dee's accounts of Gypsy's ailments had no medical basis. This resulted in 2 caseworkers visiting their home, but Dee Dee convinced them there was nothing wrong. As Gypsy grew older, Dee Dee began to lie about her age, going so far as to alter the dates on Gypsy's birth certificate to make her daughter seem younger. But Gypsy was still becoming harder for Dee Dee to control. Gypsy convinced a man she met online to kill Dee Dee in 2011. Gypsy tried to get away from her mother by running away with a man she'd met at a science fiction convention. But Dee Dee soon tracked them down via mutual friends. She convinced the man that Gypsy was a minor, though she was actually 19 at the time. According to Gypsy, Dee Dee smashed her computer and physically restrained her to her bed after they returned home. Gypsy has also stated her mother would sometimes hit her and deny her food. Gypsy eventually managed to get back online. She joined a Christian dating site, where she met Nicholas Gojan. She told him the truth about her mother's actions and ended up asking him to kill Dee Dee so they could be together. In June 2015, he came to her house and stabbed Dee Dee while Gypsy waited, ears covered, in the bathroom. Gypsy and Gojan returned to his home in Wisconsin, where they were found by police. Gypsy had twice posted to the Facebook account she shared with her mother, once writing, "That be ****H is dead." She later explained she made the posts because she wanted her mother's body to be discovered. Gypsy tinha mado e acreditava que neo tinha ninguém quem confiarapos o assassinato de Dee Dee, muitas pessoas que conheciam Gypsy se perguntaram por que ela havia ido tão longe a ponto de matá-la, como ela podia andar. Ela simplesmente poderia expor as mentiras de Dee Dee se levantando público. No entanto, Gypsy foi condicionada a pensar que ninguém acreditaria nela. Ela explicou, "Eu não podia simplesmente pular da cadeira de rodas porque estava com medo e não sabia o que minha mãe faria. Eu não tinha ninguém quem confiar." O fato é que Gypsy passou toda a sua vida sendo controlada e monitorada por sua mãe. Ela não tinha permissão para ir à escola. Embora Gypsy tivesse uma inteligência normal, Dee Dee disse a todos que sua filha tinha uma idade mental de 7 anos. Quando eles estavam em público, Dee Dee constantemente segurava a mão de Gypsy, apertando-a quando ela queria que sua filha ficasse quieta. O Dr. Mark Feldman, especialista em síndrome de Munchausen por procuração, disse sobre a vida e as ações de Gypsy, "O controle foi total no mesmo sentido que o controle de uma vítima sequestrada às vezes é total. Sua filha era, em essência, uma refém, e eco que podemos entender o crime que ocorreu posteriormente em termos de refém tentando escapar. Gypsy não está feliz com a morte de Dee Dee como os registros médicos de Gypsy documentaram o abuso a que ela foi submetida. Seu advogado conseguiu fazer acordo judicial para as acusações que ela enfrenta na morte de Dee Dee. Em 2016, Gypsy se declara culpado de assassinato em segundo grau. Ela foi condenada a 10 anos de prisão, embora seja elegível para liberdade condicional a partir de 2024. Gojan foi considerado culpado de assassinato em primeiro grau em 2018 e foi condenado a prisão perpétua. Gypsy afirma que foi somente após a morte de Dee Dee que ela percebeu a extensão do engano de sua mãe. Embora Gypsy soubesse que podia andar e comer comida normal, ela acreditava que tinha leucemia, hoje cigano está saudável. Ela também diz que desfruta de mais liberdade na prisão do que na vida que compartilhou com Dee Dee. No entanto, quando questionada pelo Dr. Phil se ela estava feliz por sua mãe estar morta, ela afirmou, "Estou feliz por estar fora dessa situação, mas não estou feliz por ela estar morta." Ela é elegível para liberdade conditional em 2024. We are producing videos on Tuesdays and Thursdays here on the channel. If you liked it, don't forget to leave your like and activate the notification bell to stay on top of all the news. I'll wait for you in the next video. But before leaving the channel, let me tell you, just one more story. I'll leave it at the end for you to click and watch.